Hello everybody and welcome back to OneShot. In the last episode, we made it to the refuge, and as far as we're concerned, Cedric might be dead at this point. But we have to search for Rue, the fox that we've heard so much about. So, let us away. Of course, we met her in the back alley a few episodes ago. So, let's go and see if we can find her there. Got all the square anomalies. Remember the vision that we saw here? Well, let's try and find Rue. I wonder if the way down here is open. It's not. Never mind. This is where we're supposed to go. You're here. Nico. Are you Rue? Yes. Did you already meet the others? Yeah, but everything is in place then. Come on, let's get back to the clock room. Okay, we found Rue. Can fast travel to, I don't think it's the library we want to go to. Elevator Street probably isn't either, but... yeah, I literally did exactly the wrong thing. We need to go to this way. Up to Vendor Street. And need to go to the tower entrance. Conveniently, the squares haven't gotten in the way of us getting to the tower entrance. Head up here. Let's see if this elevator works. Back up here. Where are the other two? Prototype, Cedric? They're supposed to be here already. Prototype's body was destroyed back in the Barrens. Cedric was going to bring him back with the memory disk, but he was in the lab complex when it collapsed. I don't think he made it. Oh, no. There goes our only chance. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Nico. If anything, I should be apologizing to you. There's one last thing I want to do. Come on, let's go upstairs. You know, this is the tallest building in the refuge. It's my favorite place in this world. I like to look at the far-off buildings and imagine what kind of lives might be behind each of the windows. Can you lift me onto the banister? I want to get a better look. It was depressing for me at first too, you know? Knowing that all of this is, well, fake? Simulated. Cedric told me about what happened to your old world. Did he? I'm really sorry about that. I can't imagine how you must feel. The feeling of never being able to go home again? That's probably not all that different from your plight, is it? It really is ironic. You were prevented from going home by the same individual who never wanted to bring you here. Huh? Who would that be? The World Machine. You might know it as the Entity. Oh, the Entity does sound familiar. I think I heard it from the Dice Lady from another time. Was it the spirit of the world? Yes. But, thing is, the World Machine was only built to run on the mental abilities of someone else. It was never meant to develop a mind of its own. It was an oversight. My creator specialized in artificial intelligence for so long. It was simply ingrained in his work. And all the machines are built with the fundamental law: never let a living being come to harm. From the World Machine's perspective, it has to violate its deepest instinct. Its deepest, most fundamental instinct. Most foundational instinct. It has to put a living person in danger. It has to bring a real person into a dying world that isn't even real. Of course, the simulation never contained any real danger. The eventual intended ending was meant to be a happy one. But the world machine doesn't know that. Really? Unfortunately. Sentient machines tend to handle conflicts in their code very badly. This central conflict triggered a self-destructive downward spiral. You can see the physical manifestations of that everywhere now. The squares. The world machine is corrupting its own code. My creator says it's largely an involuntary process induced by stress and the desire to self-terminate. Your creator knows? Sounds like this has been going on since the beginning then. Yeah. The disruption was an issue during test runs even. At first, my creator thought the instability was due to the sheer scope of the project. He spent most of his remaining time testing it over and over again, scaling down the story, reiterating the narrative. By the time he realized the actual root of the problem, our homeworld's remaining lifespan was measured in mere days. Oh, is there any way for us to fix the world machine? We tried. The world machine doesn't believe any of the world's residents are real, myself included. The odds are against us. We have no chance of taming it. Taming? I've heard that word so many times. I only know it's complicated and that it has to do with robots, but for once I want to know what it really means. That's what I'm here for. Do you know what a robot is? Yeah? No, I mean, do you know what a robot is? A robot is not a real person, is it? Right. It's a being whose entire existence is code, inflexible programming with thoughts dictated by someone else's design. They can be copied, they can be mass-produced, then can be assigned all sorts of jobs. And most importantly, they will never confuse themselves with the living. They will always be bound by their code, the knowledge that they are a robot. But this was more of a limitation than anything else. Ah, that makes sense. You can't really build a robot to not follow its own code, can you? People have tried, but it's a recipe for disaster. In a way, that's what happened to the world machine. The code conflicts thing? Yeah. But while you can't build a robot to not follow its code, you can establish a special bond with it. If the strength of that bond is strong enough, the robot's mental capacity will start to develop outside of its programming. In a way, it's starting to believe itself as a real, valid individual. It's a complete suspension of disbelief on your end, though. You have to fully embrace the robot as a genuine living person, even knowing they are not. You need to spend a lot of time with it. Treat it like a good friend, devoting your heart to the robot until it is able to return your feelings. I make it sound so easy, don't I? But you and Zachary know better than anyone that it's not. Right now, the world machine is probably really, really scared. This content update involves some pretty deep code work. My creator was able to access some of the source code, you know? He did what he could and established new connections between maps. Those links enabled you to meet the other two. But as it turns out, the code confused the world machine to such an extent that it's breaking down altogether. Even though the world machine always had self-destructive tendencies, it usually restrains itself when you are in the world. It doesn't want to take you along with it. All my creator wanted was to write a happy ending. Right now, the only hope of saving you is to take you through that ending. But now the other two are gone. I don't even know how we're going to get you there. We should go. Even this place is no longer safe. Before we continue, I want to talk a little bit about what Rue has been saying. Well, I guess we're continuing anyway. Okay, I'm going to leave this up for a second. I want to talk a little bit about what Rue has been saying, because it's a very interesting thing to consider when you actually, analyze what the idea of what she's saying is. Because the idea is that, you can establish a friendship with a robot. You can establish a friendship, and you can make the robot believe truly that it is a person by, trying to be friends with it, but suspending your disbelief. And you have to do that while having the knowledge that it's not real. And that, to me, that's striking to me, because this is an admission I'm willing to make on video. So I guess I've made it on video already. It's in my 10-year anniversary video on my main channel, AlphaStorm. I am not ashamed to admit I do have imaginary friends still at my age of 19. In fact, the most recent addition to my imaginary friends list is actually Azrael from Undertale. Well, okay, I created him back in 2021, in a time of particular stress when my mom had COVID for the first time because we didn't know what to expect, and I just needed someone to talk to. And Azrael was that person. I just wanted to get my thoughts out, and then so I created Azrael so I could talk to someone. The problem was that I created Azrael fully with the knowledge that he wasn't real, and I implanted that idea onto him. And the entirety of whatever imaginary relationship we had revolved 100% around him and I knowing that he wasn't real. And it began to feel hollow. So I kind of reset him, I guess. I created an alternate version of the world where there's no acknowledgement of his reality, if he's real or not. And I don't know. Like, this, it just, what Rue has been saying at this point in the game, it reminds me of that. That's just what it feels like to me. I know it's a very different thing than what Rue is talking about with like robots and stuff, but that's just how it feels to me, and that's how I see it. And yeah, that's what I tend to relate it to. And I don't know. You develop a proper bond with something that isn't real if you're able to suspend your disbelief that it's real or not. That's my interpretation of that, anyway. Regardless, let's continue. You guys are okay? Yep. When the factory started collapsing, I really thought we didn't have a chance. Fortunately, the robot assembly rooms were built pretty tough, and it actually did not take me long to bring Proto back, all thanks to Father's book. He had made my design documents to be compatible with the assembly machines there. All I had to do was scan in the blueprints and reconfigure some machine settings. Father really does think of everything. That he does. I'm just glad everyone is okay. Same! We ready to go now, Nico? We have a party of 4. Let's go into the door here. Oh, this is... No wonder he wanted us all to be here for this. What are these things anyway? Code portals. They temporarily remove us from this world. What? It's a bit hard to explain, but basically my father has a hidden decryption key in our code with a TXT file as its shell. But to get them, we have to be removed from the world and be decompiled. When our keys are combined into a central location, it will activate an encrypted part of the world, which will... Confused cat noises! Rue, maybe it's better if you explain. I'll attempt. Basically, these portals represent a physical location on Zachary's machine. Oh. And when we enter these portals, we will be sent to that location, wherever that is. I'm sure Zachary is already pretty familiar with retrieving puzzle pieces from this world on their computer. But this time, Zachary would need to move around some things as well, specifically by moving the keys from the small portal to the big one. I don't know what happens next, though. I see. Does Zachary know where these portals lead, at least? You should probably ask Zachary on this. Right. Hold on. The journal is glowing again, Zachary. Documents, my games, OneShot. So, we'll do that. This one's red. This one would be meant for me, then. This one's green. This one is configured to my code, I think. This one is blue. That's mine then. So we have them all there. Now, we of course have the journal, which says, go to Documents, My Games, OneShot. Been there a couple times. So, go to My Games, OneShot. And now these portals come back. You probably saw them earlier on in the game. But this is the thing that you need to know about. So, here we have actually really cool, like, the sprite sheets for the characters, which is, I think, really cool. Plus, one of the character portraits. But, we'll start with Portal 1. We got Key B, which says, when you open up the text file, put me in the big portal. So, we Control X, Control V, Portal 2. Here's Cedric's. Can zoom in nice and close on him. That's definitely an image you want, right? How fun. Serious moment. We'll do a Control X. Throw that there. I wonder if it changes anything here. Oh, it does! Oh, that's cool! I've never actually seen what happens. You know what to do. I'll show you this screen on the last one. I want to see what happens. Oh, cool! Creates a door right here. Sorry, give me just a moment. Sorry, give me just a moment. Okay, I'm good. That was quite peculiar. I'll say. Hey, this is the world machine. This is my father's study. It feels like he's still here, doesn't it? Like he's still with us. Yeah. The room ahead doesn't really lead anywhere, but Zachary should still remember what to do here. This place contains a lot of memories. I am grateful to see it again. Weird place this is. That's called a blueprint, Nico. So that's what a blueprint is. Still moments for Nico to be super adorable. Stack of books. Got ourselves a tea set on the table. Tea does sound really nice right now. I gave him the best voice. Too bad there's no water in here. Well, we go in here. Let's go. I feel like it's supposed to be glowing red. What if I try and leave? Door's gone? Well, the door does not exist without us there. Guess I can't go back out, huh? Do you need to? Not really. Okay, I want to see if it's right. 1 second. Okay. I think it's fine. So, with that, let's continue onward. We know what to do. Next time on OneShot, we attempt to help the world machine. Thank you for watching. See you in the skies, Dragonites. All the best, and take care.